after the show. Anyway, we are like live recording again.
Fast, you feel me?
Here, like not during the show, dog. Like
you know how I do. I send the pictures like 5 minutes after we take them.
Yeah, but I'm like live recording. I see like his shit popping up in the corner. But anyway,
welcome
here.
to Yatta Debates, guys. This is organic. This is real.
Another episode here. You know, we back here with Marboomin, special unsung guest, especially for our unsung topic, where we're talking about unsung heroes of the Black History Month. So
Marboomin is definitely an unsung hero of Black History Month. He is a jack of all trades as well. He is a producer, a director, photographer, a black man in Trenton.
So if you need him for any kind of like photography, videography, contact him. We will put all his information in the description.
And if you work with Mar, tag him in your post. Let him know, like, let people see his work. Like, Mar got me back into like wanting to model again. So
and saying hashtag I appreciate you, brother.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Hashtag to our unsung Black hero Marboomin on the show today.
So here this is Yatta Debates, unsung heroes. It's hard to say that. Unsung
is it
heroes.
A tongue twister?
Kind of.
I got a tongue ring in, and I can say unsung heroes of Black History Month.
You said unsung.
I said unsung.
I didn't hear that G. We tell that to my kindergarten students. Like, we didn't hear the G. But unsung heroes of Black History Month, and this is very important because and this is kind of one thing that I want to stray away from. It's just like not to take away from their legacy, but like we've heard about like Martin and Malcolm and Rosa Parks and Marcus Garvey.
Rosa Parks wasn't even the first one to sit on the back. Refused to get off the bus.
Don't do this.
No, it's the truth though. It was a younger dark-skinned black girl who was pregnant, but because she wasn't marketable to their agenda, Rosa Parks came. She was a little more lighter, and they projected that story.
Don't do this on Black History Month.
I'm just saying, it's the truth.
Don't do this on Black History Month,
You can look it up. It's the truth.
Black power.
Black power ain't quite for everybody, but at the end of the day, the truth is the truth.
Yatta, you know Kaepernick wasn't the first one to kneel, right?
Here we go. It's not.
I'm talking about the unsung heroes.
The first one to... Yeah, unsung.
But they pick and choose who's best for their agenda. Like, they know who's going to be the person that's going to get that message across. Certain people are more marketable than other people. Would you have rather heard the story of an older seamstress who didn't want to get up because she was tired from a hard day of work, or a black teenage girl who was pregnant?
Who serves your agenda? That's what I want to know.
I have no agenda.
You got an agenda.
I don't have an agenda. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, they're going to project what story is best selling for them. They knew that Rosa Parks would sell more because she's an older woman. She's a seamstress. She just got off work. She's like, I don't want to get up. Like, that's the story that they're going to sell. Not like, a teenager riding the bus that's pregnant. They're going to be like, this trollop needed to get up. Like, that's it. It's the truth. Like, at the end of the day, the truth is the truth. Black history is history, but the truth is the truth.
Unsung heroes.
Yes.
As we were saying in the previous debate, and for some reason this thing had just stopped recording. Oh, this card is actually full, so we were recording strictly on the Mevo at this point. So we might not be able to rip the audio, but we are still recording here live. Okay. But how we were saying in the last debate with Jay Morrison Academy, he was like, he had a similar story to Joanne. Like, he worked in the financial district, and then like he understood that like this message needs to be spread to our people. And his biggest thing, and like we hear with like some of our great legends, is legacy. You know what I mean? And he built like...
So is he your unsung black hero?
I would say, yeah. I don't think he gets like he's a popular social media figure, but like when we talk about Black history and like talk about like these advances that we're currently making, and that's one thing that I don't want us to forget. Like understand, like, yeah, we do have a deep rooted past, but we still have people today that continue to make history on a daily basis, continue to move the ladder forward. You know what I mean? And like, well, push the ladder forward. And that is one of the biggest things. Like, I follow him heavy on Instagram, and Greg Parker, both heavily like invested into like real estate, and they really show you how far property can extend you. You know what I mean? Like,
and a lot of people don't know that. But then again, I've noticed that. This is Black History Month, so I'll just say this now. I've noticed that a lot of people complain about, their timelines. And I feel like if you switch up who you follow, and you follow more people that are more business-minded, that are more financially aware and things like that, and change your timeline up, you'll notice a change in yourself, too, because then you'll start seeing more posts about things that'll help you, little things like tips and things like that, that'll help you, like, grow if you want to fund a business. You're connected with all these people who you may not be directly connected to them, but you might find ways to get connected to business owners or get advice from them. and things like that. So that's just something that I feel like for Black History Month we should do. We should change up our timelines, get away from the arguing, the ratchetness, the negativity, and fill ourselves with more positivity and, you know, wanting to grow as people.
Let me ask you this, and I'm gonna ask this question specifically for Marboomin. Is Soulja Boy an unsung hero for the Black culture? I'm asking you on the spot.
Yes.
How so?
Yes, I'm gonna say yes too.
He's an internet pioneer.
He started the
He
internet.
changed the
Viral.
game for all you rappers out there. You feel me? So yeah, he should be in the history books.
He's
He
an
will
unsung
be in the
hero.
history books of
He's
the
an
internet.
entrepreneur.
No, he'll be in the history of the internet, not the books. His books is going obsolete now. You know, it's ebooks.
Yes,
He was the
yes and no.
revolutionary of
Yeah.
social media.
Yeah,
All right, think about it like this,
change.
because when we were on MySpace in our age group, he's our age group era, like
Yeah.
the class of like 2006 to 2012. Soulja Boy is our era. So think about how Soulja Boy came out. He was posting videos on YouTube, and where were we sharing them? Directly on MySpace. So
Fact.
that's how we were doing it. All right, I went to school out in PA for my freshman and sophomore year. For our pep rally, we did the Crank the Soulja Boy. So if that does not spread a message as a kid from down wherever he's from to come all the way up to Mount Pocono High School and we're cranking that Soulja Boy, and I'm in the like 9th, 10th grade. That's powerful. That's the power of social media. He showed us how powerful going viral in social media is because he went viral. Like his videos, his music, everything went
I
viral.
remember that,
And then
yeah.
he took that and capitalized off that. Soulja Boy has multiple business ventures, even now to this day. Like, even though he goes through his personal stuff, because he says it himself, like, I got famous and got rich at 16.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to use that money. But I'm an advocate for Soulja Boy. Like, and then I'm an advocate for everybody who blew up off of MySpace and the early social media, like Nicki Minaj, all that. Because think about how big they are now.
And I mean, that's one of the things I think he also
Even
like.
Vine users.
Like he was one of the ones that when you say like made it independent, like he aside from like the earlier pioneers like Master P and all of them, like really taking the source of like independence and using the internet to like really make a market. And that he was like one of the first ones that would say like, okay, we don't need MTV, we don't need VH1, we don't need all these big commercial platforms. And now you see to the point where it's just like people pay more attention to YouTube than they actually
Soulja
do
Boy
the
brought that out
TV.
because all right, think about it. Before Soulja Boy really came out with Crank That Soulja Boy, how were we getting our music? Like LimeWire, Napster, whatever you were using.
Illegal
downloads.
Yeah.
And you went to YouTube to watch videos of like cats and stuff, like really stupid things. Like
A motherfucker get
Yeah.
kicked in the face.
yeah, fight videos and stuff like that. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, I used to go on YouTube to watch fight videos. I think I uploaded like 2 or 3 back in my heyday. But at the end of the
Fight
day,
videos?
Yes,
I can't. You part of the problem.
I was a part of the problem. But now it's like Soulja Boy went on there and he uploaded his videos with him and Arab, and you used to go onto YouTube and type in Soulja Boy and Arab doing this, that, and they would have different videos of them rapping, different videos of them doing silly stuff, wearing these big goofy outfits, and they be recording and doing stuff, and you're like, wow, like this is really cool. Like I could get on YouTube and do this too, like, and that's how you started the whole like YouTube personality. Think about a lot of these socialites on YouTube and like personalities. I don't even remember what they're called because I really don't feel good, guys. But a lot of these people have to thank the pioneers of their past. Like that's a part of our history, not even just Black history in general. Because without them doing that and being brave enough to get behind a camcorder and stuff like that, we wouldn't be where we are now, podcasting, using social media as a tool to reach out to everybody in the world. Like
Yeah, and I know somebody I want to bring to light. Somebody all think that like I got some kind of like some vendetta for it. We got to give a shout out for Drake for breaking like streaming
thank you
records.
for shouting out Drake.
I mean, we got to be upfront. Like while Soulja Boy really pioneered it, he took it to the next level.
Yes.
He was like when you
He
talk.
put a whole continent on.
Yeah, like when you talk about streaming and the power of streaming, like because now it's just progressing even more and more, and he got it like at an early point, like when streaming just became like the new standard. Like at this point, people were still like iTunes was still up and available when people were like not really buying CDs, but they were still downloading music. But he really like made an impact. They just said, okay, streaming is the new way for
I think
views.
that's when SoundCloud and everything started coming about, and they started putting mixtapes out. A lot of artists put.
SoundCloud was like a little bit before because like, but SoundCloud has
But
always,
nobody really was like really on it, like how like that was for like newer artists. So like when mainstream artists started putting their mixtapes on there, that was really like a bigger thing. Like Lil Wayne dropping his his mixtapes and things like that.
But the biggest issue with that I would say is just that once the mainstream came to SoundCloud, it killed SoundCloud. And I'll tell you this, the reason, because it was just
There was
like,
another one, I mean, that used to be really. I don't know if y'all know about
yeah, I
I mean.
remember. I mean, yeah.
I mean, used to be really good with the music. Like it had, like I'm talking about exclusive music. Like from, I was so hurt when they shut down I mean. And MySpace had music too. That's
Yeah.
where a lot of artists came out. I think Miguel was a pop out artist from MySpace because a lot of people went and wanted to add the latest, hottest song to their page.
But the thing, like I was saying, like the thing that killed SoundCloud is because SoundCloud was always like a platform for the up and coming. But then once the mainstream artists got on there, it was just like, okay, well, why am I going to go to SoundCloud when I can just get like this entire discography? Because you couldn't really go to SoundCloud and get mainstream songs. It was always like DJ edits or like, you know, underground producers. Like a lot of underground producers came from there, and then like a lot of people like Juice WRLD, Lil Pump, they came from SoundCloud. But it's just like when you competing with like, you know, like a Drake and he's on your platform now, it's just like, well, if I want to listen to this, then I'm just going to go to one of the dominant streaming services. And SoundCloud is like, virtually, like, it's still people that use it, but it's
I
just
use
like,
it more than I use my Apple Music because
I'm like
there's certain
Tidal.
songs that, listen, Drake and Future just released a song. I can't find it on Apple Music. It's only on SoundCloud. So at the end of the day, I'm going to use SoundCloud until they decide to shut it down.
Yeah.
SoundCloud just simply releases music that you're not going to find immediately on any of the streaming services
That's
as well,
my
too.
go-to for my Soul Election radio shows, too. So.
And then also they have mixes too on there. Like I'm a big mix person. Like I like mixes. They have a lot of house mixes on there that I did not realize that was on there, and that made me appreciate SoundCloud even more because I thought it was just strictly like rap and stuff like that. But no, they have disco on there.
Yeah.
Everything. So it really changed my perspective on SoundCloud because when I found one of my mixes on there, I was like, oh, and then I found the whole playlist and I was like, yep, that's it. That's 6 hours of me doing this now.
Continuing back on our unsung heroes, what was the guy name? He paid for like everybody's college tuition down at Morehouse. What was his name?
He's the he's the actual. I think he's like the dean or something like that of Morehouse, and he actually paid everybody's the graduating classes, not tuition. I think they're student loans for them. But I feel like that's a good thing to do because that's a big debt that carries over through your life, and that actually can ruin you because even if you file bankruptcy, you can't get that off.
And to be honest, like that's one of the things that plague us like more than any other generation.
Because they tell us to go to college immediately after high school, and you shouldn't just go to college if you don't have the money to. A lot of these rich upper class people, they don't pay. They don't take out loans to go to college.
Yeah.
Their parents save from when they're 9 months old or born a college fund, and they pay for them to go to school.
Yeah, and it's just and it's a very hard setback because you coming into like your young adulthood already in the hole. Yeah. And when it and you know, we said this on the show before, it's just like the biggest issue with like going into college like right after high school was like you really don't have any idea what you want to do because like you're still not really in the process of thinking long term. Like you fresh out of high school, like you still trying to have fun. Like when I got to the college campus, it was a party, like, you know what I mean? Like
and that's what a lot of people don't realize is that you're forcing these basically people who have been dependent on people their whole lives to, all right, now you're independent, like figure it out, and it's not fair. But I did want to touch on my unsung hero, which is Lakeith Stanfield. And the only reason why I wanted to touch on him is because his acting career and him personally as a person inspires me, like, day to day. And not only that, he looked good too either, but it's just like he is an advocate for black people, black artists, black actors, black actresses. Like, if y'all haven't noticed, he teamed up with Jordan Peele. He did Get Out. He's been in Atlanta. He's been in a lot of underground movies. He's in an upcoming movie that's coming out on Valentine's Day, The Photographer. Like, he is a really phenomenal actor. But on top of that, he's an advocate for people of color and especially black women. Like, he stands for black women. He does not tolerate any disrespect towards black women. He does not tolerate any of that. So I just wanted to get him out there and shout him out for Black History Month because he doesn't always get the recognition that he deserves. Like, a lot of people may see him in passing like, oh, that's the guy from Atlanta. No, his name is Lakeith Stanfield, and that's that. So I just wanted to shout him out.
So how on Yatta Debates, how do we feel here about like Tyler Perry?
I feel like Tyler Perry is an innovator in his own sense. From watching his story, from how he came up, I have no slander against him. Like, the only thing that I would say is that a lot of people are upset with him having men in dresses, but at the end of the day, if you're an actor, there's no limit to your
And not for nothing, that's
creativity.
nothing that's new anyway. Like I mean, when
People
you
have
look,
been doing it for years. People have been dressing up as people of color for years. They
when
would
you look
paint
at the
themselves.
Shakespearean play, like there was no female actresses.
No,
Like,
they were men.
Yeah, whoever played Juliet. Like I mean, it's one of those things. It's historical. Like so, we can't really like pin that to him. Like oh, he's doing this. But I mean,
But a lot of people will tear him down for that. They'll be like, oh, he does the generic story of this, that, and the third. But that's how we get. There's little parts in his movie that we don't even realize, like little messages in regards to the whole big movie that we kind of miss out on because people are looking for ways to slander his movie.
Yeah.
You don't even pay attention to the little mini messages that he's sending in here. Like his last Netflix movie, he shot that in 5 days, but that movie had 26 million views in the first week.
And I mean, like, and regardless of like whether you agree with his content or not, like, and this is what we said about icons, like, you can't really doubt the fact that what they did was monumental. Like, I mean, from the first time that I remember seeing him was like the stage plays, and like from coming to that to like the big screen to the point where you're doing like these multi-million-dollar films to the point where you now have your own movie studio. You cannot deny that progression. You know what I mean?
And that's consistent progression too.
That is a stamp. Like you can't take whatever you gotta say, because like I'm not gonna say like I'm a fan, like a huge fan of his movies. Like I like some of them.
Mar gonna have a studio out here in Trenton.
Exactly. So like like when we talk about like our unsung heroes, like when we look back, like and that's why we always say we want to appreciate them now, like because they do these things now. You know what I mean? Like
I don't like
important.
when people appreciate people when they're dead. Like I'm not saying to take it away, but I feel like if you're gonna appreciate somebody and have them know their hard work, because some people when we're in it and doing it, we don't realize our potential, our worth, how far we've come. We're only looking at how far we need to get.
Mm-hmm.
So we get lost in that and we don't realize our progression, our growth, and how far we've come. And so when you don't have people telling you like, yo, you're doing great, you progressed so far, like it's kind of like you don't have that validation. So it's like tell people if they're doing great when they can hear it, see it, smell it, feel it. Not when they're in a hole 6 feet under.
Yeah. I mean
that's why I'm telling y'all, Mar gonna have a studio. Like that's just that.
Yeah.
Mar's going to be the it man of Trenton, and it's going to blow up. I'm manifesting it.
Mar, say something.
I'm flattered by her words.
Because I always tell Mar this all the time. Like, ask Mar, like, even before, like, when he used to come and we used to do shoots, I'd be like, Mar, like, you're going to be big. You're going to be great. Like, I speak life into anybody I don't even care if you want to open a food truck. I'm speaking life into your business, not if you're black, white, whatever. But, yes, I'm rooting for everybody that's all black. But
I'm going to Issa Rae.
Yes, I am going to root for people who I know have the potential to do it, and especially if you have a gift and you personally are like you downplay it. Now I'm on your ass. I'm going to be like, no, you're doing great. Like you're phenomenal. Like Mara's work is phenomenal. I still show people my pictures from the summer to this day.
Hey.
Like, and they're like, damn, that shit is fire. I'm like, yeah, that's my boy Mara. You got to hit him up. Actually, I just hooked Mara up with doing our promo video.
Oh yeah.
So it's like I'm always networking the people that I believe in. So it's like that's what we need to do as a people, as a community, maybe just personally. Like if you believe in your friends and your friends have a business or they have something going on, promote your friends. Yeah. Share their stuff, promote them. It costs you 0 cents to share your friends' work with your friends. Pay them if they do something for you. Do it. Like,
and that's why I say
you're gonna go pay somebody else to do something that your friend could probably do for you. Like, yeah, it might not be like high quality, but at the end of the day, you're helping your friend also develop their craft and fine tune their craft as well too.
And that's why I say, like, in this day and age, and that's why I said more recently, like in these Black History Months, like it's important for us to learn like from the past. But I feel like we should start also spending more time highlighting the people that are making history today. You know what I mean?
If you want to be a part of Black History this month, share your friend who has a business. Yeah. Share their business. Go support their business. If they have a restaurant, go buy a platter. If they are a photographer, do a shoot. If they do a podcast, be a guest.
Yeah, so
contribute.
It's like that. It's just like, and not to take away from it, but like I seen like enough slave movies for like my time being. You know
I'm
what I
done.
mean?
After
like,
that kind of movie, I was done with slave movies.
So it's like it's to the point where it's just like, all right, like I get it, like. It was like really fucking hard, like you know what I mean. Like it was a struggle for survival, but it's like now to the point where it's like
but again, we're still making history now. Like you gotta think about it. The '60s. My mom was born in the '60s, so that's not a long time ago, and we were segregated then.
Yeah.
So people keep saying, "Oh, it was the past." My mom was born in segregation. My great grandparents were not allowed to be together because my great grandmother was white and my great grandfather was black. That is not a long time ago. That is recent.
So it's like so the biggest thing is just like we have to continue
Apartheid
on
ended in the 90s.
we have to continue building on into the the legacy. You know what I mean? We have to keep advancing and pushing forward. So we can set it up for like the next generation. So
I feel like the next generation is going to be a progressive, inclusive generation, because if you look at kids now, how they are, they don't exclude anybody from anything. Like no racist. Like yes, you still have little racist things here and there, but those are the people who are bred that way and taught that way. But like in reality, like if you go to like inner cities and like bigger blended communities, you notice like everybody's inclusive. Like white kids can hang out.
I mean,
with
not for
everybody.
nothing. Just look at like the coalition of people that we hang around. Like we,
Yeah,
like,
I don't
we
discriminate against anybody.
Yeah, like we don't really have like any like issues. So like we do see the progression, and it's like one of the biggest things that like while we say like the children are the future, it's like we are the now. So we have to continue doing the things. Yeah,
we have
like,
to pave the way so that they can be able to walk on that path and do that.
So again, here, Yatta debates, like for Black History Month, focus on the people that are making history now. Learn from the past, but build for the future.
Yes, and make sure that, like I said earlier in the show, if you have a friend who has a business, share their post, sponsor them, help them out in any way, shape, or form, buy from them, whatever. Doesn't matter. It costs you nothing to share a post.
And as always, if you like this video, please like our channel and subscribe to it. And as always, as I said, if you need any videography done, any photography done, we will have all of Marboomin's information in the description.
Get him in there because he's going to do my photo shoot soon. So y'all going to see some more photos soon. I lost all this weight. I lost 50 pounds, guys. I am 150 now.
You need to stop losing weight.
Y'all saying that.
So follow me at Marboomin at Instagram.
So yeah.
And I'll tag Mar in everything so you guys know. Like we'll tag him in everything. So make sure you guys hit Mar up if you need any promos done, any videos done, any photos done. If you want to take photos of your family, hit Mar up. He's one of our unsung heroes of Black History Month. Until next time, guys.
So this is Yatta the Base.
We out.